I'm Brother Keith Muhammad. We're standing here with a group of black elected officials, clergy, activists, students, and others. Certainly, we're here, as you know, to demand justice in the shooting death of our brother, our father, and our son, Oscar Brown. Grant, pardon me. This morning, we gathered to demand justice for our brother. We stand before the Alameda County Courthouse, where many expect government to protect the interests of its citizens. We demand that the shooter of Oscar Grant be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Unfortunately, a shooter has gone without questioning for a full week while the image of his crime is broadcast before the entire world. If any of us had done such a thing, we would be considered suspects at large, armed, and dangerous. If a BART officer were shot, would it take a week to interview the only known suspect? Refusal or delay to question the only known suspect makes the agencies responsible for justice themselves to appear as suspects. If an OPD officer were shot by a known suspect, would it take a week to bring or to seek justice and bring a suspect into custody? Refusal or delay to question the known suspect makes the agency responsible for justice themselves appear suspect. That's right. The district attorney has a responsibility and a duty to bring the full weight of justice against this officer and others involved in covering the truth in the shooting of Oscar Grant. Many may remember that in this country, a black man by the name of Dred Scott, when his call for justice went before the courts, the Supreme Court rendered a decision declaring that no black man has any rights that a white man is bound to respect. Rosa Parks was ordered to give up her seat on a bus because the law backed not justice, but the law in that era backed injustice. That is to say that the law as it stands and policies as they stand are not always what is best. While we know that employees are certainly guaranteed certain rights, I don't believe that I could shoot anybody and go to work the next day and be told that you can go home a few days with administrative leave. We say to the district attorney, to the state attorney general, to do justice while justice is in your hands to do. Do not let the wheels of justice grind so slowly. And we find ourselves revisiting in Oakland what we saw visited on Los Angeles during the Rodney King verdict. And another black man, as we watch, having been laid on the sidewalks of a BART train for a crime that he was never even accused of. Yet, he lost his life. First and foremost, our brother was robbed of the right to live. Our great attorney is now bringing charges, or bringing suit, I should say, in a civil way. But we should understand very clearly that not only were our civil rights abused, but that our human rights were abused. For the first right we all have is the right to life. The country guarantees the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Our brothers and all of our human rights have been violated. His loss is our loss.
That's right.
And we all agree in unity that we are all, and I am, Oscar Grant. Our next spokesperson comes from the City of Oakland City Council, but of course, with or without sitting in that position, this is our sister.
Yeah.
So we bring you our sister, Desley Brooks.
Good morning. First, let me extend my sympathies to the family. The execution of Oscar Grant, and we need to call it what it is. The execution of Oscar Grant needs to be addressed in this town.
That's right.
If it's not an execution, then we demand that BART come forward with the information that would show that it's not an execution.
Right.
The cover-up looks like an execution took place, and we need to stop that. A life has been lost. I'm concerned that with the callousness with which this situation has been handled by BART to start, by the DA's office. A DA's office, an elected official who would refuse to meet with a community in crisis. And think that that is somehow acceptable. That there is a belief that there is little value to a black life. And that we can just do business as usual, go on, and nobody cares. That is why you see these people standing here today. We are a community that will not tolerate, will not tolerate those who are charged with protecting us, executing our children in broad view for the world to see. It is extremely interesting to me as I this morning watched Channel 2 that stilled the tapes and looked tape by tape at what took place that day. They indicated in their coverage that he was in fact handcuffed at the time that he was shot. You tell me then why a taser or a gun would be pulled on this young man. Even if he was a suspect, we still live in an America that says that you're innocent until proven guilty. And certainly execution would not be the charge of an officer on site. So we're here today to demand a couple of things. That the DA's office prosecute this case to the full extent of the law. That the officer be charged with second-degree murder.
Second degree.
Unless there is some justification. And at present, I can't see, and BART isn't releasing enough information for us to tell if some other charge is appropriate. We demand that a prosecutor of this town, who we never see his face in our community, come to our community and be accountable to this case. We demand that we not stop with the officer who shot the shot. Because there were other officers who stood there and did nothing. We also want to be very clear to you, the media. We will not tolerate you criminalizing the victim and making the suspect somehow victimized. The news that is being portrayed today is that this poor officer who executed a father who begged for his life, that he is in protective custody. My question is, who was there to protect Oscar? And so let's make sure that the coverage is right, because that racist chronicle